Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Let me tell you a little something that happened today. So I got up this morning and I accidentally left the room window open there, and last night she dropped down to -10. So needless to say, the bedroom got really chilly. But you know what else got really chilly? Down here. It was super freaking chilly. I came downstairs and I'm like, man, is my furnace even working? And I came over here and I looked at my thermostat. Right now it reads 69 degrees, but this morning it said 58. And I was like, what is going on? And there's a great big glob of shit on the lens. I apologize. It probably got splatter bonused yesterday. I'll clean that up right now because we're heading out to the garage for yet another fishing related video. Yay! So if you recall, I've been trying to print off the Senko mold for the longest freaking time, and every time I tried, the filament would break. We finally got her. Clips together. See how I mentioned like I was going to use circles? Well, they didn't quite print out as circles, but that's okay because they fit like a glove. I'm going to pinch them together. I'm going to pour down those holes, fill up these cavities. Here's hoping we get some worms out of this deal. So I'm going to have to clamp it so it stays upright and then pour generously down the holes until it floods. And I'm hoping it doesn't friggin' just bung up at the top hole. I probably should have made that top hole a little bigger. Worst case Ontario, when I get out to the garage, if it's not big enough, we got the drill out there. We got some bits. We'll just friggin' hog it out wider. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get shit dead. So yeah, that's going to be the battle plan for today. We're going to go out there and do that. Sorry for making 3 back-to-back fishing videos. I know a lot of you guys don't care about the fishing videos, but I love fishing, so it is what it is. So right now it's a beautiful day out. I could totally be working on the Trans Am, but you know what? Screw that noise. I even got the sound. Yeah, I got the sound on. Well, we're going to do that on Sunday. Nikki's coming down this weekend. Coming down tomorrow and Saturday, and then Sunday she's going to leave. And when she leaves on Sunday, I figure that'll be a great time to tackle it because I won't have any time to really drive the Trans Am. So we'll deal with that on Sunday. Find out what's causing the parasitic draw, and hopefully we can resolve it. So I'm gonna get you guys on the tripod and on the battery charger, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, if you recall, last video we made these guys, and they're all nice and cured. No, flippy flappy. So we're gonna go ahead and bag these guys. I took a bag out from my thing, and we'll go ahead and chuck them in the bag, and I'll throw some garlic scented worm oil in there. Let these guys get all nice and scented, and they'll be ready to be fished. Look at that. Great big old bag of gummy worms. Oh yeah. And we got ourselves a sprue pocket to play with. Chuck that up there with that one. One of these days I'm just going to melt all this crap down and we'll use it to make something else. So I'm going to do my favorite color ever for worms, which is green pumpkin. Where's that oil? Oh, I got it on my hands. That's never going to come off. That worm oil, man, you get it on your hands, game over. Little drip will do. Seal that up. And another bag of baits ready for opener. You know, like seriously, at this rate, we are not going to need to go to anywhere to pick up baits. So this one's good and this one's good. Gonna be good, but I'll send it. But my real big question is how are these Senkos going to turn out? How am I going to get this to go? What is this going to look like? Is it going to work? Because this is the original worm mold I made, the top pour, and we know it worked because I used it. But this one here, I don't think these are 5 inches now that I look at it. Here is, ooh, it's a ripped one, but here is a 5-inch Senko, and it is a little bit longer than the mold. So close enough. Close enough. Beggars can't be choosers, or some nonsense. Worst case, if it does work, I can always make the mold a little bigger now that I know how to print it. Because if you recall, I was trying to print it on the printer flat down like this. And as soon as it got to this area here with the texture, it went nuts and it would break off the filament. All I did was I re-sliced it and put it up like this. And then it was fine. I don't know why. I really don't. But anyway, we're going to clamp these guys together. And preferably where both screw holes are facing the same direction. Let's see what the hell's that noise, but it must be my neighbors outside getting into their vehicle. Just going to do one of these. That should hold it. And it'll stay upright. Cool. Next up, we need to grab some plastisol into a preferably empty cup. That one is empty. There's just shit on the bottom of it. Cool. Let's shake up this plastisol here, and then we'll throw some into the cup. How much? I have no idea. I'm thinking about adding a lot of salt to these ones too. How much is that? That is a full cup. I do not want to do a full cup. Some back. That there is 3/4 of a cup. That's what I want to hit. Why? Because we're going to put a 1/4 cup of salt in it. We're going to make them just like the 18% or 18 times power bait that I know and love. Oh, that was a good one. All right, let's nuke it, and then we'll pour it. Well, we'll color it, then we'll pour it. I think what I might do, because the green was pretty translucent, and I put a lot of the green pumpkin in it, I think what I might do is add a different color to it as well, like some black or something. And we're going to throw some flake into it. Do we have any black flake in here? Yes, we do. So let's go ahead and open up this glitter bomb. Called it glitter. My buddy's like, oh, you mean stripper candy? I just laughed. I'm like, yeah, bud, stripper candy. They got pink. That's kind of cute. Got some gold. Got every color of the rainbow. Buy this for your kids. It's great. Ever want to have some fun? Give your kids a bunch of dollar store glitter. Watch your house get trashed overnight. I need another shelf over here. I'm going to have to do that. For now, I'm just going to chuck these on top of the microwave with all the paints and dyes and other things. The black one we want. We don't need white. We don't need red. Could so throw some green in with the green pumpkin, but I figure we'll throw some black in there with the green pumpkin and it might look pretty jazzy, like DJ Jazzy Jeff. Once again, guys, I do apologize for the back-to-back to bickety-back freaking fishing videos, but hey, man, we got T-minus, I can't do math right now. No, I really can't. I think it's like 25 days or something like that. Not even 23 days. Yeah, T-minus 23 days till it's send it till they bend it, and I can't freaking wait. Especially because I'll have a whole bunch of my own baits. Now, we already know that these guys, well, this one here might swim okay, because I think the problem with the gold one was the line tie was further out, so it's kind of throwing it off its game. I could always take a trip back to the lake with these ones here that actually have line ties in them with no hooks. Tie onto them and sail them out and see if they actually have good action. We'll see how this pour goes, and we'll see what time it is when we're done. And maybe we'll just grab these guys here and my collapsible fishing rod, and we'll just go down. There's no hooks in them, but that's okay. We can just tie off and send it and just see if they suck. I also want to print off another whopper plopper, but a bigger one, and I want to disable the supports. I didn't realize I had supports turned on. I really don't need them now that I got that printer dialed in. And I say I got that printer dialed in and you watch. That was weird. I hit stop and it just kept going. But let's go ahead here, take the old shit off of it. That's one thing that's nice about Plastisol is the cleanup. It's so easy. It's like, oh, we got some Plastisol in there. Okay, it's gone. I put it in for 3 minutes and she's cooking nice now, but I still need to hit it for another minute. Now, some of you said I'm going to have to break down and buy an injector, but here's the thing, guys. Like, I don't want to get into the whole buying the aluminum molds because that's when it becomes not cost effective anymore. Those molds are $100 a piece. The injectors are about, for a good one, you got to spend a good amount of money. Like, you just can't go out and buy an injector and expect it to work. That's my friend found that out there the hard way. He went and bought a cheap $50 injector off Amazon, $50 Canadian, mind you, so that's like 20 bucks American, thinking an injector's an injector's an injector's an injector. When he actually went to use it, he realized it was near impossible to suck the Plastisol into the chamber, and then on top of that, pressing it back out. Like, he was pretty much leaning into it where he was putting so much weight on his freaking molds that he was damaging the tip of the Plastisol injector because it was such thin-walled crap, and the O-rings didn't fit right, and that was just a mess. So he tried to get some O-rings and see if he could jimmy rig it and make it somewhat usable, but in the end he just gave up and then threw it in the garbage and bought a new one. And he spent about $100 on that one there from a lure making company. That way there, if it's complete garbage, he can just send it back and get his dineros back. Let's go ahead here, give this a little stir up. That's nice and saucy. Now, where's those black flakes? I'm just gonna go ahead and chuck these right in. Is this sealed? Is Dollarama actually pre-sealing these now? Why, yes they are. Kudos, Dollarama. Good job. That's amazing of you. I appreciate that. All right, now I got black flake all over me. Let's see what it looks like with just the black flake. It might be pretty sick. All right, let's get some green pumpkin into there. This time I'm gonna be pretty liberal with the green pumpkin because I don't want that translucent shit. Well, I want it to be somewhat translucent, but not like how the last worms were. Man, I got it on me. I guess my skin's gonna be that color for life now. All right, let's go ahead and stir that up. Oh yeah, I wanted to add salt to this. A lot of you are probably saying, Adam, not salt. Should I measure? Yes, I should. Where the heck did I put my spoons? Let's go with 2 tablespoons. Or 1 tablespoon of pure salt. And I found out from World's Worst Fishing, salt is salt is salt is salt. Good enough. All right, let's mix that in. Now, the reason why bait makers use salt apparently is not to attract fish. It's a great additive to thicken up the plastic, make it heavier, and also use less material. Like World's Worst, when he'd use salt in his baits, he never does that. He honestly says it's a great way to rip off the client, like whoever your customer, because all it does is it adds more product to the actual plastic. It'll lower the strength of it, as in the stretchability, and on top of that, it'll make it, well, it's a way to make it heavier, but like this is already sinking plastic. So this stuff here is going to sink already. By putting salt in it, she's going to drop like a rock. But sometimes the fish like that fast drop because then they chase it. At least that's what I've been told. That's why Gary Yatamoto's lures, his are heavily salted too. All right, so we are all blended. I can see a little bit of black flake in there, not a lot. I almost want to add some white to this just to see if it changes the color tone a little bit. You know what? Let's just try a first pour here. So once again, sorry if I don't get the shot. I'm not sure how the heck I'm going to do this, so these worms are going to have flashing. Okay, it's not going to work. All right, guys, so now we know my mold idea is not going to work. I'm going to have to hog it out. Yeah, it didn't even get in there. Plastic looks really cool, though. Holy crap. Like, that's a pretty neat color. But I didn't make the holes on the end big enough. They look big on AutoCAD or on Tinkercad, but not really where I want them to be. So I'm going to clamp these two together like a so and like a so. I'm going to make it stand up. I'm going to find a drill bit. I know I have some in here somewhere without having to go in the house and grab my drillbitkit.com. And all this plastisol to make these, and they don't even plastisol. All this friggin' material to make these, and they don't even freaking work. Will you hog? Hog it out. All right, let's see if we can do this. Let's grab Big Daddy Cool here to really friggin' apply the pressure to it. Okay, that really hogged it out a lot. Let's see if I wreck the way the worm looks. So obviously there's going to be some sprue marks, but I should be able to pour through that now. The other option is I grab that circular file and I just start hogging that out with that, but that's going to take time, and time is on my side. No, it's not. I don't even have a circular file. Okay, scratch that idea. Back to the friggin' hogging it out with the drill. Got like plastisol all over my clamps and... Okay, so I hogged it out a lot. Of course, this stuff's probably chilled down a lot now. You know, I'm going to put this back in the microwave for a minute. I'm going to hog out the other holes, and then we'll try a pour. They look a lot bigger now. You can really see down there. I don't know. Can you? Can you really see down there? I don't know where the lens is aiming, guys. I'm sorry. So we'll set that flat on there. Get our plasteel out of the plasteel. That's funny. Out of the nuker. She is super hot. Give it a quick mix up. All that salt is on the bottom. It's not even blending in. Maybe adding the salt was a bad idea. Let's go ahead and see if we can pour it now. Gotta have the big one on this side. Just cause. Just come here. I hate having that shit on the freaking nose like that. Okay, one poured. Two poured. I think they're all the way through. That is not poured. Okay, good. There's no way that is all the way through, but no, it's exposing again the top cavity. I don't know if that actually worked out, guys. See, the whole reason why I made these molds clear was so I could see down there and see if it actually worked out, but this might have been a failed attempt. That's a shame because this is like my prettiest color I've made yet. Here, I'm going to pour one of these guys just to show off the color a little bit. And we'll let those dry, come back and we'll demold and we'll see how it looks. Alright guys, I just went in the house to get my wallet and phone. I don't know why I'm in the garage, but... So I'm going to go ahead and demold the hand pour first, just to show you how nice this color is. And that is a way saucier color than the other one that I poured. That looks pretty freaking sweet, so I'll put him in there. Now, let's see how well the... Ooh! Mold destroyed. Completely ruined it. Oh, that's not good. Well, 2 days of printing. And it's already garbage material. Well, this video is coming to an end, so we might as well just pour the rest of that plastisol in that top pour mold and call it a day. Oh yeah, she is not having it. Did it just destroy the top, or did it actually wreck it all? Well, they look like they worked. Get that flashing off of it. I don't understand what it's stuck to. Oh, it actually, oh my god. Look at that. It pinched the mold together and bound it. Like it 100% worked. Well... Sort of. Except for the fact that this mold is shot now. I need to make the walls a little thicker, I think. This was me trying to save plastic. And in the end, okay, this is a problem. But you can sort of see on the inside, she did fill in. It's just, well, that's a tragedy. Rip mold. Oh man. Should have just kept with the little clamps on it. That big clamp just completely caused everything. Can you see that in there? It's like it molded it together. It actually melted the PLA enough where the small joints became one. I need a cutter or something. I need something to get in there. A chisel? Do I have a chisel? Do I have a chisel? I have no tools. No tools to deal with this except for my hands. I'm trying to pry apart bulletproof PLA. I feel like on that episode of Captain America when he grabbed the log and split it in half with his bare hands. Except for... he's actually strong, and I have to poop. However, I might be able to get one of these worms out. And this mold works. Well, sort of. Like, that's not too shabby. That looks pretty authentic. I could catch a fish with that. I could easily rig that up and send it out and catch a fish. Nice. It's a little hollow, though, but... Alright, I need to rethink my battle plan with this one here. If I can save these worms... then I'll just trash the mold, or I'll take it apart just to see exactly what went wrong. But this is all part of 3D printing your own and prototyping. Guys, mistakes are made. This worm here looks fishable. He's a little weird, but that'll work. Yeah, I'll throw him in the cure. And this one here, let's see if we can get him out this side. But that mold is completely fried. 1000% no good. However, now we know what we did wrong. Ooh, this worm here doesn't look as long. He didn't quite make it. I'll still fish that though. Now, let's see if we can separate this somehow. No, that there is 100% bound at the hips. Guys, this lure mold is shot. That's upsetting. Can we break it free somehow? No. Okay, so we know what the problem is. We need a little bit thicker back bracing if we're going to be using clamping. That's a given. Because otherwise the heat from the plastisol will just cause it to bind. Now I got a lot of plastisol that I melted there and I don't want to let that go to waste because that's a beautiful color. So, man, that's a shame because those are some nice looking freaking Senkos. Well, not really Senkos, just stick baits. Can't call them Senkos. Gary Yatamoto will sue your tits off. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave those guys in there. We're going to reheat this plastisol and then re-pour into the other mold. But if we're going to do that, we might add more sparkles. Oh, that's annoying. Man, I worked hard. I literally printed that mold 4 times, and all 4 times it failed. And all I did was flip it upright, and then she finally printed, and I was so stoked. All right, finally got a decent Senko mold. And it is a decent Senko mold. Like, that's a pretty sick looking freaking worm. That's probably going to do some damage in the water. And we'll find out, because those are going to go into a separate bag with this guy. The dark green ones are going to be my salted attackers. I'm going to garlic them up too, because SPG, boys. Tastes good on fish, and fish know it, so that's why they eat it. Alright, let's get this mixed up here. Oh, that friggin' annoys me to no end. Oh, man. Well, you make mistakes, you learn from them, and you come back swinging, right? Prototyping. Pretty sure when they tried to invent the automobile back in the day, they cocked it over multiple times. Okay, we got some black flake in there. Now, I'm going to throw some of this purple... Okay, bye. Some of this purple flake, if I can get the lid off. Okay, that's a lot of purple flake. Cool. This might make it really glittery. Definitely an interesting color. Alright, let's go ahead and pour this in the crevasses. definitely an interesting color. So I was having a problem in the end there where it was dropping goop over the mouth and then it kind of splattered everywhere. I'm going to go ahead and renuke this. Hopefully there's not too much sparkle in there. And we might be able to get another run of these top pours. But yeah, that's a cataclysmic failure. But like all in all, these top pours look pretty good. They're pretty good trick worms. All right, this has got to be cooled down enough. Let's go ahead and demold. Got this gangler happening down here. Get off me. All right, let's go ahead and start with this guy here. Like, despite the flashing, because somebody went and poured like a crazy maniac. That's a pretty cool looking worm. He's all glitter, glitter. Of course, the pink turned to bronze pretty damn quick. So all in all, I can catch fish with that. Don't know how that salt content is in there, but oh, it's in there. Oh, it's in there. Okay, cool. So that's the green pumpkin. The Assassinator. No, I don't even know. I can't remember what the hell I was calling those worms. They weren't Senkos, but they were something. So let's go ahead and pull another one here if we can. I'll start from this end, I guess. Are we getting a twofer? We're getting a twofer. Look at that. A twofer, boys. Twofer. They got a lot of that glitter into them. That should be pretty decent. Like, they got a lot of flashing on them, but I'm pretty sure the fish won't give two shits. They'll just see that fluttering around in the water, especially if I wacky rig it, like get it right in the center and start dropping them down and making them flail and dance. A bass will kill that. And let's get the last one out here, if we can. Like I said, that material was cooling off really quick. Still kind of butthurt about my Senko mold. I thought that was going to be the juice. I thought I nailed it. I was going to be like, first try, woo. Theoretically, fifth try. So, there we go. That's not too shabby, I don't think, eh? You can kind of see the glitter in there. Can you? Can you see the glitter in there? Isn't that pretty? Biggie, biggie, biggie. Can you see the glitter in that one? Not really, because it's really thick. All right, let's get this thing nuking. Let's see if glitter will do that thing when you're not supposed to microwave tinfoil. Let me get some sparkle-lots. You guys remember that channel? Is it a good idea to microwave this? Man, I missed that channel. That was such good entertainment. I was watching a bunch of dudes microwave shit. See, I think I may have added too much salt and sparkles, because this is like friggin' goop pudding. So is it worth it to get into bait making? A lot of people said no. No, it's really not, because it's cheaper to go to the store and just buy baits and go fishing. But it's a fun hobby. That's the way I see it. It's a fun hobby to print something up like this, actually have it work. I hope this one works. And then go to the lake and fish. And then when you catch a fish on it, it's really, really awesome. Oh yeah, side note, I got an idea for the Senko, or the crankbait that didn't work. I was working on it a little bit today during some downtime, because the best part about Tinkercad is you only need a web browser. And what computer do you know that does not have a web browser on it? Hell, you could probably run it on your phone. I wonder if you can run it on your phone. Well, that's just a great big glob of shit there. Oh, whatever, it's already setting. We'll deal with it. I think the one thing I'm doing that World's Worst didn't do is the salt type that I'm using. He used regular iodized salt, and I'm using sea salt. And I have a feeling sea salt has a higher melting point. You know what I'm going to do? I was going to drive all those sprues into there and melt it all down and make a whole bunch of plastic. But whatever we get out of this for worms, I'll just dry them out, let them cure, bag them, and throw it in the bag, and we'll see what we do with them in 23 days. At least now we know how to redo the mold, so it's better. Obviously top pouring does work, so we don't need an injector. What we need to do is hog out the pore holes so they're bigger. Obviously, I need to pay attention to 2 millimeters. I should have made it 4 millimeter hole in the top. But if I make the overall box bigger, I can make the pore holes bigger, so it really funnels the shit down. That'll work out nice. And because I literally, when I designed this, I designed it so, not this one, the other one that's in the garbage right now. I designed it where you print, like both halves are exactly the same, because when you flip them over, then they bind together. I got that idea from somebody off of Thingiverse when they did it. They did it with a fish, with a swim bait mold, actually. It was a different swim bait mold. It wasn't shaped the way mine are. It was more of a, like the paddle was more square in the back, and it kind of went super skinny and then fattened right out, where mine are pretty much the same width all the way back. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I'm getting a twofer, bud. It's like links of sausage. So we got a lot of flashing, a lot of nonsense here. Just going to separate these two guys. I'm going to chuck them in the water because they're still kind of hot. Let them cool down a bit, cure up. This one here took a great big glob of shit to the head, so that'll give me a sick hook point. Yeah, it's not a tumor. And this one here doesn't want to come out. There we go. And this one here really shrunk down. So back into the goop pile you go, bud. Achoo! Oh, I got a boogie in my nose. All right, let's go ahead and, you know what? I'm going to throw some white into it. Let's just grab some of this white. I don't have a pair of scissors out here, eh? I do have my pocket knife, but I don't know if that's going to be effective enough to do what I want to do. So I want to cut some of this off. Let's go fishing with a puck. Imagine putting one of these pucks of plastisol on a hook and just sail it out and see if anything will eat it. Just going to tear the flashing off of this. We'll add some white to it and see if we get an even more interesting color. Why not, right? Seeing how we're experimenting today with a brand new mold that we already wrecked in one pour. Some Dollarama sparkles, salt, microwave that looks like it's seen better days. Let's just do it up. I don't know, I thought about doing a live stream where I design a bait and I have all you guys sitting in there and then you guys offer input and we sit there and Tinkercad in a live stream and just build shit. This is going to need a lot longer to cure or to melt, so we'll put it in for 2 minutes. I'll put it in for another minute and see how it comes out. Hey, have you guys noticed on the vlogs up until right this exact moment that I haven't talked about that whole Johnny Depp situation? You want to know why? Because it doesn't affect my life and I don't give a shit. That's how everybody should be. Don't care if it doesn't affect you. Mind you, the memes I'm seeing are pretty awesome. Like the 21 Dump Street one. That's pretty funny. That's some funny shit right there. Ooh, the white really made it nice. Kind of like how they're like milky now. Like not the consistency, I mean like the color. There's actually some videos on YouTube and I was watching them of like what happens to your bait the deeper it goes and the color it obtains. Because you know, color's all based on light refracting off of it. That's how you get your colors. It's like how much light is absorbed is what will define what color an object is. And when no light is absorbed, you get black. Well, the deeper you go in the water, the less light makes it through, and the darker your bait will get. Even if you have a pure white bait, this cooled down before I could finish pouring it. Or that's all salt. That could very well be all salt. I see why World's Worst was injecting and not pouring with salt, because it's impossible. We'll let that cool. We'll demold. We'll check it out. It should be interesting. They look pretty good. All right. Let's demold this final run and see what they look like. Ooh, I like that color. That's a nice color. Look at that. That is sick. It's like not translucent. You can see the milkiness in there and a lot of the sparkles. Even though they're pink sparkles, they turned into totally a brown. Do you guys remember that YouTuber, Pink Sparkles? I remember I found her because I was looking for video ideas back in the Skivinz days. And I came across, you can do haul videos, shopping hauls. And I was like, oh, okay, what's a shopping haul? And her video was the first one I came across. So then I decided to go from an approach on Deal Extreme and start buying like cheap Chinese stuff, because you can buy a lot of it for like dirt cheap, and review it on the channel. You guys remember that shitty Ekin iPad thing I bought, the Android tablet that never worked? And the one day I got it working and then realized, wow, they saw me coming. All right, this guy's got a lot of flashing on him because I think this is the salty bait. And you can actually see the salt. I just peeled the side off here and you can see all the salt right there bleeding out. Oh yeah, those are going to be the juice. This whole batch will probably do pretty good, I hope. But that's all the plastisol I'm going to melt today. As for this crap in the cup here, I'm just going to kind of let it do its thing and dry off. And we'll chuck it into the sprue pile there. And we'll melt that all down someday and probably make some more worms out of it. But yeah, guys, that's my show. So made some worms. We managed to make a couple Senkos, like 3. So I know my mold works. And this is what prototyping is all about. This is what's nice with the 3D printer is you come up with a concept, you print it, you test it, it doesn't work, you go back to the drawing board, you revise it, you build another version of it, and then you just keep going until you have something that works. Obviously what I have doesn't work, and we'll just keep trying till we get it right. So I am going to make it longer. I didn't realize they weren't quite the Senko size, because let me grab one of these white ones. So like, here's one of the Dollarama Senkos, and here's one of my girthy bastards. And you can see it's not as long. Now, where it gets smooth on these ones here, there's actually a hook slot. Oh, I'm not even in the shot. Oh, learn the friggin' YouTube, Adam. Like there's the hook point on that one. There's the hook point on this one, right here. So if you can tell, I'm definitely going to miss the hook point and go right through the spines, but that's okay. It'll still work. The Dollarama one is a slimmer one than mine, but my Dollarama one definitely has way more flex. Mine is a girthy boy. She's chunky monkey. Bass might see that and be like, damn, son, that's a delicious looking snack. I'm gonna eat that. Here's hoping they friggin' do. So, good old Dollarama. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Catastrophic failure of the mold, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll make it stronger, better, and even stand in the shot at him. What the hell's wrong with you? We just had this discussion. We'll get it going good. We'll get it going good. Because that looks pretty impressive to me. I like the way that looks. Literally what this is, okay, exactly how I did the swim bait is exactly how I did this. I took an oval, I stretched it out, lopped the end off with a square, attached a pipe to it, and then a V so I could pour down into it. Literally, that's what it is. The original one of these had a taper out to here, and all I did was knock it off, but I knocked it off too soon. I need to either make this side a little longer and not as bulbous, so I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. But I'm gonna make it a little bit better. I'm gonna make the box bigger so it's a little bit more heat resistant and can handle the clamps holding it shut. Probably shouldn't. The initial pour didn't have problems. It was when I put Big Daddy Cool here on it because she freaking clamps like a bastard. So yeah, that wasn't very smart, but that's okay. How many more worms did we make tonight? That's a good question. Let's lay down the towel here because they should be all cooled off now. I got 1, 2, 3 Senkos. Yeah, they're more like freaking Ned rigs if you ask me. Then we got It's Not a Tuma. Yeah, we got a decent amount for a bag of these guys. I'll be able to use these. These trick worms, they'll do pretty good. I probably don't need to make worms now for a while, but I definitely want to get my my Senko mold working because it would be nice to have some authentic Senkos. And I know a lot of you are saying, just get a freaking injector, quit dicking around, get an injector and get proper molds and then spray them yourself. Well, guys, I would do that if I was doing it for production to sell them, but I'm literally just making shit for myself to use. So, yeah, I don't even know what the hell you guys were looking at. I'm sorry. Anyway, we got 3 Senkos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 worms. So 15 total from about a cup of plastic. So that's not too bad. I think that's pretty decent. More worms for the backpack. More soft plastics. We already got a lot of soft plastics in there. We got the Dollarama worms. We got my bag of like 19 worms. We got our Shamu swim baits. We've got the bag that Nikki got me for my birthday. We have a whole bunch of different options in there for swimmers. We got the ones we got from Mystery Tackle Box. Plus we got a couple cranks. And we should be getting another Mystery Tackle Box before fishing opens up. So stay tuned for that unboxing. Because hopefully this time it's got some good shit in it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, live it to win it. Never give up. And peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.